Hi there. Thanks again for having me. I'm Karen Wong, the co-founder and CEO of Taco Labs, and I'm here to talk to you about Taco Retail, which is a platform and software that we have which helps traditional merchants move online. So, really, our platform is designed specifically for local retail sales. Our customers and the people who are using our platform use it as an all-in-one retail sales tool. And what that means is you can manage all of your in-store and online sales in one place, and you don't have to manage things in different areas, and there's no duplication of effort. Super easy to use, very, very cost effective. And of course, the other thing that we do differently compared to some of the tools that are out there today is that we have automated ways to help you drive more traffic and improve your sales. So to show you how it works, I'm going to go through a very quick demo of how our platform operates, and I'll just show you here. So this is actually our dashboard of our platform. We have built-in chat support. We obviously have email, and we do have the ability for people to learn how to use the tool just through our guided tours. And you'll see that our platform works on any device. So that means it's a really simple to use cloud platform, and that means any hardware will work. You can also sell in person. So when you're in the store or outside the store, you can actually sell with both barcode scanners or by keyword. Again, works on any device as long as you have internet. So it's super easy for a lot of retailers, especially today. But the one important thing I wanted to show you here was how we actually managed a lot of inventory. So this particular customer example has 36,000, and we reuse the inventory information online. So you'll see here an online store with, obviously things such as Messenger built right in. And we're going to show you how the information inside the online store is actually coming directly from our platform. So the online store, all the categories you're seeing here, all the subcategories, this information is all being pushed from the same system. And so you don't have to repeat and set things up separately. A lot of customers who set up separate online stores often do have to do it separately. And you'll see here we can obviously manage things by brand. We can also supply barcoded product images depending on the category and the industry that you work in. And I'll show you here another example, just different ways you can design the store. The particular program we're talking about today, we actually help you build all of this. So this is just to give you a sense of how we can actually help the different stores that we're working with. So for example, in this pet store, you can see how this particular store decided not to use graphics and using photos, but again, they're getting picture images from us. This is also another way you can create the landing page for the store. We have grocery stores in different areas, and this is an example of how we supply images. This particular store is interesting because it's another pet store, but they're in Alberta, Medicine Hat. And you'll see here, we reuse the same information in this online store directly into their Facebook shop. So we'll show you right now in the next screen. This is all this information inside the Facebook shop is actually pushed directly from our system. So if you click through, you'll see the product information, the pricing, and if you wanted to obviously view more detail, that information again is being sent from our system, so you don't have to enter this information again. And of course, you can check out directly right on the website, so the inventory is all managed together. The same store here, we're also showing you the Google integration, which is super interesting and different. If somebody types your store, because we send in the background automatically the product information that you want to have public, we have this showcase here that shows up right underneath the Google profile. And this can only be done through an automated solution like us. You'll see here all the products that are carried in the store that are enabled to show in Google, and you'll see their stock levels. So the benefit of that is anybody can now immediately, even if they just know your store name, find out what you carry and know if it's in stock. And that's really important for a lot of stores today. So I'm going to now continue on with the rest of the presentation. Um, and so what is it that makes Taco different? Well, we attract nearby shoppers to the store. That's really one of the major differences. A lot of the solutions out there today, they help you get online or they help you manage sales in either online or in store. But we do more than that. We help you do those things because I think that's kind of the basic necessity of any store now. But we make it easier for physical stores to actually be found nearby and make sure we get in front of those local shoppers without any extra effort. Because really, a lot of our stores and a lot of our customers are traditional stores serving their communities for a long time, but they really haven't necessarily needed to really work on things like digital marketing. And we want to be able to provide, in a very easy way, a better digital neighborhood shopping experience so that local shoppers do not have to go online and buy from, the big chains, Amazon or Walmart and things like that, but they can now shop and see what's in the local stores, even though these local stores are not necessarily spending the type of money that these large chains are on marketing. And what makes us different is, of course, the fact that we have industry expertise. So there's actually two companies involved. Taku is the cloud platform, which is offering this right now under Digital Main Street. We do have another company that is involved with retail POS, also offering online stores. And the big difference is we work with thousands of retailers across North America, 6,000 of them. We have thousands in Canada. The vast majority of our customer base is Canadian. Our entire company is based in Canada. We do not outsource anything. All of our support, all of our development, all of our marketing, our entire support team is based in Canada. And because we understand the industry so well, we are able to onboard very, very quickly compared to other solution providers. And this is kind of the next thing. We build specifically in our solutions for Canadian retail. So that means things such as Canadian billing, handling specifically Canadian taxes and exemptions, which isn't always possible in a lot of solutions, and cash control and penny rounding. Specifically penny rounding, because a lot of solutions today don't necessarily include that function, but the reality is it's still important in many communities to be able to offer cash. And if they do, you don't want to have to make those calculations, right? So our system does those things automatically. So I'm going to go over very quickly the pilot offer for King Township merchants. We are offering free access right now until the end of April 30th. And so that's really almost 2.5 months. And you get free online store, the POS, you get the free services to go online. That will include data migration, that will include pictures if you use barcoded products, that will include training. I mean, it's really a turnkey all-in-one solution. Many of the retailers that we're working with right now in the program are really able to just go online with very little effort on their part, and we're there to really help customize the whole experience for them. We obviously have that built-in Google integration, which is automatic. They just need to tell us send everything or send certain products. And of course, really important for most customers trying to target local shoppers is that Facebook and Instagram shop, right? You don't want to manage it separately. You want to manage it all in one place. Other things that we do obviously focus on and that is already built in and included is the pickup and delivery. So we can do third-party shipping, which is your Canada Post or FedEx, but we encourage customers to really focus on pickup because number one, it really is great to keep it local, reduces the environmental impact of any type of online shopping. You can serve your customers faster compared to, having to ship it out and have it stuck obviously in some depot somewhere. And we also have the ability to offer scheduled pickup. So you can actually schedule people to come in to pick up at specific times. They can choose those slots themselves. We also have local delivery by zones, which can also be scheduled. So you can say, maybe Monday, Wednesday, we deliver, obviously in King, or, Tuesday, Thursday, we deliver in Richmond Hill. So there's different ways you can manage all of that. And we're obviously offering special pricing specifically for people who are participating in this program. The government is providing a lot of support, and we also want to do the same for retailers in King Township. These are the types of stores that we're helping. Of course, a lot of our retailers tend to be a little bit more high inventory with lots and lots of SKUs that need pictures, but we can work with all different types of stores. Just a quick overview of obviously who we are, long time experience in the industry. And partnering with us is partnering with really the first platform to be a Google strategic channel partner. And we have founders with extensive experience. And of course, we work with so many different organizations from Digital Main Street to Venture Lab. And we support all these different merchants across Canada, US. And you'll see here, I mean, just in Ontario, some of the more recognizable companies we work with is Kawartha Dairy, and we work with all of their dairy bars right now. Signing up is very simple. All you can see here, all you need to do is really go to the sign up page, and we have a landing page all set up, and you just need to, the retailers need to sign in, fill a pretty short form, and then we start the process. Thank you so much. Besides free shipping, there's a lot of packaging and packaging material that needs to be purchased when you're shipping product. Pet food is one of the categories that does not ship well. It's very bulky, very expensive to ship. Sometimes it costs $30, $40 to ship something that may only cost $40. And so therefore you as a merchant aren't making any money. And I'm sure everybody here has experienced the delays with shipping because of COVID. So, I mean, if we're talking about timeliness and environmental impact, and of course, being able to support those local merchants, that's really kind of where we're trying to help stores today.
Right. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
That was great, Karen. And I loved how you incorporated not just how you would purchase and how you would make the company run. Like you've got the whole background, but I loved how you said you do the Facebook ads and you try and reach out to the community around you. That's really important. I find that with speaking to people, that's one of the key ingredients they want. How do I reach everybody? So
Yep.
It looks like you've got that in there.
No, thank you. Yeah, that is one of the problems. So a lot of people go online and then they realize nobody can find them. Like if you are online, it doesn't mean anything because it's almost worse than a store, because a store you can walk by. When you're online, you're on the internet, but you can't be found easily because people who are first starting don't understand possibly digital marketing, right? So we're trying to make that accessible to more people.
Sorry, Karen, it's Angelo. I'm just curious. So your presentation, I understand the retailers can see what they have and so forth.
Mhm.
I didn't see anything about restaurants. Is that something that's like would be outside of that scope?
We generally work with physical retailers that carry physical products, so inventory. There are obviously some restaurants that have started to move into this category. So we are working with, for example, in Simcoe County, we also have a program, and we're working with a fairly large cafe there that is now doing prepared foods. And they wanted to be able to show that information under the Google listing, and of course also sell online so that they don't have to take phone orders or in-person orders. So it can be possible, but we don't really necessarily handle kitchen management in the same way as a restaurant that takes orders on the fly. And so those type of businesses, there are restaurant specific solutions that I think would be better suited. That's all.
And do you find yourself competing against, shall I say, the big boys? You find yourself competing against some of these bigger online people, or?
To some extent, yes, but the type of stores that we generally work with tend to be very high inventory, and also people that need those images. That's something that's unusual because we can provide barcoded images. You'll find that most of the retailers that we are working with in this program usually will have thousands and thousands of products. So they really have struggled to use other platforms because the other platforms you can certainly sell online in the same way, but they would have to find the images, they would have to upload everything manually. When you sell online and then you sell in the store, the inventory is completely out of sync. And that's kind of the struggle. If you are not integrated to your in-store sales, and I know, getting out of lockdown soon, you're going to have some problems, right? As you start to sell things that you don't know whether or not you've sold them already in the store. Our system is designed to really manage that so that retailers have a good sense of exactly how much they have, as opposed to just selling them in two separate systems and then trying to synchronize that or manage that at the end of every month, which is what a lot of retailers are doing today.
Right. No, very good. That's a good insight for sure. And we certainly want to put it in our, we want to get you in King Township so you can start publicizing some of our businesses here. So that'd be really exciting. If we'll definitely put your link on
Thank you
our
so much.
webpage, and hopefully we can get some King Township participants, because everything my wife does these days is online. So I just hope she doesn't replace me online. That's all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will share that link also then.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Perfect.
Any more questions?
I've got one more. Sorry, Karen, do you have any companies that you're working with in King Township or in King City specifically right now?
Not right now. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to actually present to you guys until this moment. We have Newmarket, Aurora. We have people in all different areas, but King specifically, no. And that's kind of why I wanted to make sure we got in front of the right people. It's been a very difficult time, and I know that all of the different EDOs and BIAs are just overwhelmed. So we've been trying to get in front of the right people, and I'm hoping this is the case today.
Yeah. Karen, reach out to me after, because if you've got people in Aurora and Newmarket, I'd like to know about those companies as well. So
Sure, perfect. Thank you so much.
Any more questions? Okay, thank
No,
you,
it's
Karen.
good.
Amir? Thanks,
Hey,
Karen.
okay, let me share my screen and okay, can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So thanks again for having us here. My name is Amir Haas. I am the Chief Executive Officer for Eagle. We are a company based in Markham, New York region, and we offer artificial intelligence solution for monitoring occupancy and crowd of people, especially in the facilities, public places that have high foot traffic. Example of where we are present is shopping mall, larger retail stores, public places, indoor, outdoor, where it is important to understand how many people are they, what's the direction of traffic, what they do when they enter that area that you are monitoring. And the way our software works is it ties into the security cameras, or if there is no security camera, we put up security camera and we analyze the camera feed for the purpose of people counting and other crowd analytics. Now, when COVID started, we saw a challenge with all businesses, especially the ones that are dealing with larger number of employees, to bring the employee back to work safely, or bring the shoppers, visitors, and tourists back to the touristic attractions. But then the challenge is you want to make sure that you are complying with the government regulation in terms of restriction in number of people, proper screening the COVID or wellness checking of the employee and the visitors, and also making sure that you are getting the temperature reading done. So when they are coming in, they got their wellness checked and also they don't have a symptom. This whole process is time consuming. Let's say if you're spending 15 seconds per each individual to do all this sort of a screening process, multiplied by 500 or 1,000 people, then it's going to take hours to do it. There's going to be a lineup. There's going to be employee and obviously customer unsatisfaction. It also going to be really costly in terms of labors. And we do have customers that they used to have 2 or 3 laborers dedicated at each entrance just to monitor people. And that's a very costly process. That's like between $15,000 to $30,000 only payroll on a monthly basis that they have to carry, especially during the COVID. So what we did as COVID announced as pandemic, we made some modification on the technology. We brought our technology to the point of entries, replaced the cameras that we used to work with the thermal camera, and we sort of brought our expertise of crowd monitoring into thermal screening industry. And now we are doing crowd thermal screening. And this is exactly the schematic of how the system is installed at the entrance of each facility that our clients are trying to monitor people. One system, multiple purpose. Count people to address the capacity restriction, doing mass detection to see what's the compliance ratio, and also perform a risk assessment. And more importantly, read people's temperature non-invasively. And the good thing about this is that you not only create a perception of creating a workplace safe, or that place safe in general, but also you are not interrupting people as they come into work or to see the facility early in the morning, and you don't stop them, you don't interrupt them by asking them questions for COVID or getting the temperature done. We started last March with this new technology, along with the first wave of COVID, and we had such a success in Canada and US, York region, a different part of Canada and US with our technology, from different sides of industries, from a small, that's 70, they have 70 employees, all the way to 30,000 employees across US and Canada. And we didn't stop here. We got to a point that now we come into that building, we take over the whole entrance screening process, not just for COVID, but also visitor management. So we come in, we take over the whole entrance, and we manage the visitors and employee in 4 simple steps. Step 1, employees and visitors are going through a touchless process to answer COVID questionnaires, either through their cell phone or through a voice recognition process. Step 2, they go through our crowd temperature screening, which we collect all the information of the temperature, mask, and also count them. And within step 1 and 2, we sort of complete the screening process. Step 3 and 4, we take action on the individuals that did not comply or did not meet certain requirement, which in step 3, the system automatically communicate with that individual in terms of what the next step is, if you have fever or if your answer to one of the questions was yes. And in the step 4, if for any reason they don't comply, then we block their access through access control. And this has been a really successful implementation and trend that we are seeing, especially in long-term care industries, and with the government. We had a very great success over the last year. In Canada, any sector that you pick, from retail, pharmaceutical, meat, food, sugar industry, packaging company, municipality, entertainment, these are just some sample of the verticals that I put in. We work with the largest Canadian or US corporation that is present in Canadian market. And we cover all their facility across Canada and US. In terms of impact that we are making and a number of people that we are monitoring, up until end of 2020, we are monitoring around 1.5 million people on a monthly basis, and more of them being in workplaces. And that's how we help them to keep the workplace safe. We start with from April and March last year with 30,000 people, and now we closed 2020 by 1.5 million people that we are monitoring on a monthly basis. And a lot of articles been published about us. We also got a nice statement from Frank, Mayor of City of Markham. But now I want to show you guys sort of a quick 2 minutes demo that walk you through the process and show you guys how this system helps to keep the workplace safe.
John is entering a facility that uses Eagle's COVID-19 questionnaire system. He enters in the unique URL provided to him and fills out the self-assessment form. John receives an email from the system that confirms he has passed the questionnaire. He scans the unique QR code provided in the email, which gives him access to the second part of the screening process. The system identifies John's QR code. Before he can be led further into the premises, Eagle's operational solution performs a thermal and mask scan. The system detects that his body temperature is 36.5 degrees Celsius, which is within the normal threshold, and confirms that he is wearing a mask. If John wasn't wearing a mask, he would be instructed to by Eagle's system. If John was detected with a high body temperature, he would be instructed by our system to contact a supervisor and go home immediately. John is successfully validated. He is granted entry into the premises. Designated security personnel can oversee live results and camera footage for a safe, easy, and secure COVID-19 screening process. At the end of the day, John is ready to go home. This organization has opted to implement a COVID-19 screening process for exiting the premises. John scans his QR code once again and undergoes one more body temperature and mask scan. He is successfully validated. For workplaces, Eagle's COVID-19 questionnaire system can provide unique barcodes for each employee to streamline the screening process. Here, John is now undergoing the self-assessment form using voice communication with the tablet. Eagle's operational solution performs a thermal and mass scan. John is successfully validated. He is granted entry into the premises.
Scan your QR code. QR code detected. Validating. Entry validated. Please enter.
So a totally touchless process for a screening employee. If they have a cell phone, they do it on cell phone. If they don't have a cell phone, they have to go through a voice recognition process to go through the question. At the same time, they get a temperature done and get in the facility. I'm happy to answer a question that you have.
Does anybody have any questions?
How private is this information?
Very good question. So each corporation has their own policy, right? So and we work with mostly very large corporation with a strict policy. So depending on whatever their policies, if it's going to be stored on-prem, if it's going to be stored on the cloud, all the options are available.
So I'm
And in
just,
some cases, the information is not even stored or partially stored. Some of the temperatures are not stored, and only the answers to the question are stored. So it's totally customizable.
so so it's not, you don't validate, you don't interfere with any privacy issues?
Not really. We work with provincial, federal government. We work with all this very large corporation with a strict policy, and we passed all the IT and privacy requirement.
What do they, so some of these municipalities, I mean, this is a good way, I guess, for a lot of municipalities maybe to get back to work and maybe get back to their facilities. Do you find that you're getting a lot of input from municipalities and regions to a way to get their people back to work? And the other thing I have is, why can't you implement something like this in schools to quickly detect any cases there?
Very, very good question. So let me
Can you
start
can you drop your screen? Can you drop the screen? Sorry.
So should I stop sharing?
Unless there's something else, yeah.
No. Okay, sure, absolutely. Very good question. So I'm gonna start with municipality and the regions. We are working with them, but they have priority. So their priority starts with, if they own long-term care facility, their priority start with long-term care facility, and then the amenity area now, depending on when they are opening, which they don't have a sort of a specific schedule on when they are opening, then obviously that would be next phase. But right now, if they own a long-term care facility, so that's their priority. We do work with other municipal facilities like Toronto Zoo. We work with them and we are monitoring employee. Or federal like CN Tower, we monitor entries of CN Tower. But when it comes to municipality in the region right now, the focus is only on long-term care facility. But if there is opportunity outside, we would be happy to do. For the schools, yes, that's a great opportunity. But schools have a very strict budget. We came up with a new business model for schools, which we are testing it right now. But again, with the schools going on and off in terms of being open or closed, so that they found it a little bit challenging focusing on that than using technology. But if there is a opportunity in a school that we can collaborate in King City, we would be really happy to.
Can I have a question, Helen?
Sure.
Yeah. Amir, I have 3 questions for you. That's very interesting. How long does it take to do the spot check on average?
Great question. So if you're talking about temperature screening only, that that doesn't take time because it's a non-invasive solution. So you actually walk by the camera and read your temperature. That's the main value we bring in. But if you go through the screening questionnaire for the QR code version, on average it takes 4 seconds because you already did at home. You are just scanning and you come in. On the voice activation model, on average is 45 seconds. The range is 35 seconds all the way to 55, depending on number of questions.
Okay. All right. So there are 2 types of people that would walk through. One would be the employees or somebody that is repeat, so you know them. And some would be like an event at a sport or an arena or so. How effective are you when it is an event, a museum or a cinema or a sport?
Uh, Great question. We right now have a deployment in California for LA Marathon. And so that's exactly a similar case. So 12,000 of people are coming in the window of 2 hours, and they all have to be scanned, right? And so only a crowd monitoring solution can handle that. But now we are working with them on in terms of how to get them a scan for COVID questions. So the employee ones and the one that they have sort of an access card, we read their access card. So they tap their cards, question restarts, and then finish. For the ones that they don't have access card or fob, then they go with their cell phone version and QR code.
Okay, all right. I don't interested in the details, but you have a system then for managing 1,000 people that come, yeah. And what about your charge? How do you charge your customers? Do they have to buy the equipment, or can you give us just a little? How do you charge and how much
Absolutely.
per transaction or what?
Yeah, we go per entrance. So there is a they actually buy the system, but they also pay as a monthly fee or annual fee for the software.
So there is a monthly kind of a charge for the
Yes.
equipment and the use, and then per head, per person, per use, per transaction.
No. If we go by entrance, so a one-time fee per entrance, which they will own the equipment, and then a monthly fee per entrance.
Okay. And how long have you been in business, Amir?
The company like 3 years. This solution 1 year with more than 150 deployments across US and Canada.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay.
Great, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong.
Let me guess, that's me, Rakesh.
Yes, sorry.
All right, no
How do
problem,
you
no
say
problem, no
it?
problem. Rakesh?
Rakesh.
Yes. All right, well, thank you very much. Good morning, guys. I'll try not to put everybody to sleep. So I'll come with some energy. So first of all, my wife's originally from Aurora, so I have some kinship indirectly with all of you. So thank you for that. I'm actually from Dundas, Ontario, so similar type of environment. So I'm the president and CEO of a company called Infield Solutions. We are a technology solutions provider. Our big focus right now is property-related technology, PropTech. We have several solutions that are very relevant during COVID and more importantly, post-COVID. Hopefully this all ends one day. So I'm gonna quickly go through 2 of the other ones and then I'll focus on connected cubbies, which is why I'm here. So one of them is a smart washroom. So we actually do proximity monitoring. So we count people that have come in. We do dynamic cleaning, dynamic maintenance as well to maintain the social distancing requirement and policy within a bathroom or a washroom. Make sure it's thoroughly cleaned. We're also partnered up with a dry fogging organization. So Catherine, for example, real estate. We're working with many realtors, property managers, builders, and generally any space, manufacturing companies as well, for dry fogging, which is a revolutionary new patent approach to fogging. It's something new, non-toxic, and it's not truly, it truly is dry. And we're automating this whole process within any space, a washroom, a foyer. We're working with hotels, Niagara police. We're now doing several pilots. People movers like Wago in Niagara Falls, their bus system, 60 buses. So there's a lot of interesting thing we're doing with technology to keep people safe. Second thing that we're doing that's interesting, I guess I already talked about the fogging, is connected cubbies. So I'm going to share my screen here. There's so many different platforms that we use these days. Hold on. There it is. Can everybody see my screen all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. Hold on. All right, so connected cubbies. What's nice is that it complements my friend Karen's platform, for example. And Karen, beautiful presentation as always. Thank you for that. Always lovely to see you. We've known each other for years. The challenge is truly this, is that in today's world with the new variants, the COVID virus is becoming even more transmissible. True story, I actually had 2 plumbers here last week. They've tested positive, so now my family's in isolation. No symptoms right now, but we just got tested yesterday. We're waiting for our results. So true story. I actually, the caregiver for my mother, who's 84 years old. So there's a lot of concern and risk. And I'm just sharing this with you, not for sympathy, but cards are welcome, so are flowers. But really just to say this thing is real, right? It's out there. So Karen provides a beautiful platform, for example, to do curbside pickup. And true story, actually, again, I actually bought this lovely keyboard from Apple. I just changed my screen without wanting to. And I went online, ordered my keyboard. They asked for a 15-minute window in the day that I could come pick it up. I said 3 o'clock. I got there at 2:58. So I was actually early. I was approached by 3 greeters in that experience. They said, yeah, we got your order. We haven't processed it. It took me 20 minutes. I interacted with several people, other people, patrons, in the meanwhile, waiting outside their store for my keyboard, which I prepaid. How many people just interacted in this supposed contactless curbside pickup? Restaurants, how many times you guys ordered from a restaurant online for curbside pickup? You go there, you go inside, it's not ready. You go back out, wait, you go inside, it's not ready. And then eventually somebody comes out with your food. So again, how many times have you interacted with somebody in that supposed safe curbside takeout experience? So what we wanted to do, we actually were approached by several of our clients that said our #1 problem right now, like in high-rise condos or even plazas, is managing of food orders, managing of parcels. So we studied the market. We actually took some technology that we were already building, modified it, and launched what we call the connected cubby. And it really complements something that like Karen would do. We also have our own POS software as well. So we can manage restaurants. We're actually working with several restaurant groups right now. Not doing kitchen management, just managing the customer interface and then integrating with our connected cubby for pickup. So curbside pickup, parcel delivery, food delivery, pre-orders. We're also working with several grocery chains, big and small, about managing the grocery drop-off within a high-rise condo, let's say, so that the food stays at the right temperature and it's secure. We've also heard reports of fire marshals going around and fining buildings $500 for the first instance and up to $10,000 for the third instance of having parcels laying around the foyers and common areas and hallways, because it is a fire code violation, which people are not aware, but it is. Real quick, we are a technology company, but what we're focused on is the user journey. We want to make sure you guys, the ones using these type of platforms or any of our tech, you're not focused on the technology and what buttons do I push and what platform do I use to work this. We try to make things very simple. So we actually came up with, we believe, a clever way to interact with the cubbies without having to have an app. So you don't need an app. You don't need if you notice the front of the unit, there's no screen, nothing. What we actually do is take the barcode that's already existing on a package and use that as what we call a digital key. So delivery person comes with your parcel to your building, place of work, a plaza, whatever it may be, shows the barcode to an external camera that we have. It scans the barcode or QR code. It says, oh, okay, you need to put your parcel somewhere. We actually open up the door automatically. We have little pistons and actuators on each door that actually opens the door automatically and closes them automatically, so you don't need to touch anything. Truly touchless experience. There's also a little camera in each of the units that says, we call it a proximity camera, that says, presence camera, sorry, that actually says, hey, somebody just scanned a barcode. We open up a door, something was put into this particular cubby. That must be the parcel that this person was trying to deliver. Beautiful. At the same time, most of these large delivery companies have a software system or a way of communicating with the end recipient of the item to say, hey, we've delivered. Within that is a barcode or QR code. So the patron would use their smartphone or print it out on a piece of paper, take the QR code barcode, scan our camera again. It opens up the same unit because it says, hey, I recognize that barcode. Somebody just used it a little while ago to put a parcel here. Oh, you must be wanting to pick it up. So we open up the cubby for you. So that's the very basic way of interacting with the cubbies. We have ambient versions, refrigerated versions, heated versions, and soon a freezer version coming down the pipe as well. The grocery guys were asking for that specifically. Now you don't have a barcode. So I baked a beautiful cake. I'm gonna pick on somebody, first person I see. Angelo, you've been very vocal. So Angelo, I baked you a cake, your favorite cake, whatever it may be. There's no barcode on it, obviously. And perhaps you don't want to visit, you don't want me to physically see you, you're not in the building, let's say. But I could contact you and say, hey, I'm here to drop off the cake. You could actually log on to a website, which we provide, and open up a cubby for me. As soon as I put the cake in, the camera that was inside, if you recall, will say, hey, there's something here. Oh, this is for Angelo, and sends Angelo a notification saying, you know, your item cake is ready for pickup whenever you are. And here's a little QR code that you need to open up the cubby. So that's the digital key that we provide you. Again, no real app, a simple website just to confirm who you are and the location of where you want it delivered, the item delivered. And then we send a quick email text to you with the QR code to open it. There's right now 4 different configurations in terms of cubby arrangements. So I'm not going to get into the details, but here it is. Pricing is about $8,000 one time and about $20 a month. We charge at once for an annual monitoring fee and support fee. We also have a rental program through a financing company as well as a lease program. So as little as $200 a month, you have access to a connected cubby. For the purpose of the program today, we are providing a 3-month free trial for the cubbies for 1 unit. And we are working with several restaurants, plazas. We even looking at manufacturing facilities for parts management. So there are many opportunities to work together. And that's my connected cubby. Here's some beautiful little features. Yes, we are made in Canada. It's a partnership between 3 companies here in Ontario and 2 in Ontario, 1 in Quebec. And it's easy to use, simple to use, graffiti proof. We're actually using some phenomenal material from Netherlands called Trespa that actually makes it COVID safe. It's antibacterial, antiviral, anti-graffiti. You can clean it with anything you want, fully customizable in color. We even have solar options coming. It's waterproof, so it's indoor, outdoor, workable. And it's patent pending right now. So we have a patent filed for this particular equipment. And in lieu of time, that's I'm gonna say I'm done. Questions? That's the quickest I think I've ever done this, so.
That's good.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
So just so I missed it, since you said I'm the vocal guy, I just want to make sure somebody asks a question of our participants. So where do you actually install these? Or I may have missed that part. Like,
Sure.
could I install?
So it could be in the
these?
lobby of a high-rise condo. It could be in the lobby of a long-term care facility in a hospital. We're looking at outdoor plazas. So in the parking lot, a mall, to manage all the curbside for those retailers. It could be inside or outside. So Purelator, for example, is using these. They put them outside their facilities, and it's to manage parts for construction jobs. So I ran I don't know, I need a hammer. I could call it in and have somebody drop it off. And then at 2 in the morning when my shift starts, I could go to the connected cubby and get my hammer at my convenience without having to bother or see anybody specifically.
And how do you secure it, Richard? How do you secure the box?
Yeah, so it depends. Great question. Depends on the space. It is a rather substantial unit, so it has some weight to it, but we were able to anchor it on floors or walls depending on what's available in that space.
Yeah, because that would be a big part. We have I'm in the construction business, and we have they have a lot of parts. For instance, John Deere has a special box here in front of my office that
Yes.
they drop off parts and so forth, and they pick them up for their service people. So not too many people tend to want to steal that because they know it's mostly, well, I don't know, they probably steal anything these days. I just got an alert today that through York Region Police that there's a lot of thefts going on for equipment and so forth. But in any case, you would have to really make it secure for especially.
Yeah, we're actually a
If you're gonna
technology
deliver a pie to
company.
me.
So we actually think about all those things. We actually have a little GPS unit in it. So if there's any movement of the box, we actually get a notification. And we could watch it on a map, move around and travel, and then call the person up, say, "Can you return my box?" You know, really.
Yeah.
So we have that built in.
Yeah, because if you deliver a pie to me, I like pies, so I didn't know if you knew that or not, but I enjoy pies.
I do now.
So I don't want anybody stealing my pie if you drop it off in the box.
Well, one day, perhaps you, Peter, and myself can meet, and we'll have a slice of pie together. How's that?
But I like the idea of the box because you have different sizes, and it's really convenient that we can get somebody to drop them straight off on the job site and so forth. So listen, that's a really good idea. And what did you say the costs were? Some of the costs, if you don't mind sharing with that?
Yeah, on average, it's $8,000 a box, but we have financing options for that as well.
So does it matter the size of the box, or is
no?
it 8,000?
Right now, no, it doesn't. It does not matter.
I can get a really big one for 8,000 versus a small one.
No. So it's one unit. So let me show my screen quickly again. I know we're running out of time.
Yeah. So.
Can you see my screen? So this is actually 3 units right here. Oh, sorry.
Not yet. I can't see it yet. There you go. Oh, yeah, there you go.
This is actually what we'd call 3 units right here. So what we've done is make it modular based on the size. So we have a high-rise condo. They actually need 12 of these because it's a huge facility. It's 5 building towers. So what they want to do is they're actually starting with 6 of these initially, and then they're going to add another probably 6 to 8 of these in time. And so it's modular. They network together. They don't network power, just network connectivity. So they have Ethernet connections in between and things like that. So each unit, this is 1 unit, is roughly $8,000.
Okay, because Amazon would probably love this.
So yeah, we are in discussion with the Amazons of the world.
Yeah.
So we work with Purelator and DHL. So we're working on pilots with those guys. Amazon has already started a pilot with somebody else, but they're actually a client of ours for something else. So yeah, we're in discussion with all these guys. Absolutely.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
Any other questions? Does anybody have any questions for any of the 3 topics that were discussed?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I asked all the questions, I think, but except for you, but
okay, we're almost.
That was our last presenter,
yes,
wasn't it, Helen? Yeah.
Yes.
That was our last presenter, and yeah, thank you all for coming to our chamber meeting. I really appreciate that, and it was very interesting. And I couldn't help but thinking with all you guys presenting how you've innovated everything due to COVID, how some businesses are expanding and some businesses are contracting, and all you young people there look like you're really expanding these businesses and really thinking outside the box and so to speak, outside the box, Ramsey. That's for you, right, Ramsey? But yeah, it's
excellent. You know what, Angela? It's not even a youth thing. I think it's just I'm 50 years old. I'm not young, but
well, you don't look like you're 50. That's for sure.
It's a lot of plastic surgery. My joke is I used to be white, but leave it alone. It's just that we're entrepreneurs and we don't know how to give up. I see chaos and I see opportunity in that chaos. So I don't give up, and I know my colleagues, I know these guys well. We're all the same. We don't give up. We pivot, we fight. And it's ones who fight and don't give up, they always win, right? So,
yes, I agree with that. It takes a
and it
lot of
doesn't
work.
matter. Yeah. And we can all do different things. It doesn't matter. There's opportunity
absolutely.
everywhere.
We got a lot of innovation going on these days, for sure. And you know, as a chamber, we really promote our small businesses. We really promote the businesses that we have, and certainly this was a great insight seeing you guys doing your presentations. And believe me, we usually tend to record these, so I'm hoping that some of our members will have an opportunity to go on and catch this, and hopefully they can see some benefits for your products and their own businesses. So on my part, anyways, for myself, I want to thank you guys for doing this and doing your presentations.